Yesterday, the president had a real quick statement to make in front of the press that he was, I want you to know, usually, most of the time, sometimes, occasionally, we're thinking about actually having you trust the government. And that's top priority. And that's why I've let the guy who is in charge go. I asked for his resignation, and he gave it to me. Now, he put a memo out that said, hey, everybody, my term is up in June. I'm leaving a little early because, we got to have some confidence in this place. So wait a minute. Were you really fired, or was your term up?
Well, not till June. So he was asked to leave early.
I mean, really early.
Full couple weeks early.
That's incredible.
So he's leaving. They mean business.
No, you say it that way and you minimize.
No, I don't mean
the impact.
Because first of all, the guy wasn't the guy during the scandal. But secondly, he'd only been there for about 6 months. But he was also supposed to be gone next month.
All right.
2 weeks.
All right. Well, forget about that. Here's what the real news is. You remember, this started in Cincinnati, of course.
Right.
And it started in Cincinnati, and because it is in Cincinnati, and they've, you got that whole thing going for you. And they have, I didn't know that the IRS had such massive operations in Cincinnati that affected, in fact, could send letters out from California and Washington, D.C., but apparently they can. Cincinnati is the epicenter of the earth, and so these two people have been reprimanded,
fired. I mean, that's
no, they haven't been fired.
Suspended without pay indefinitely.
They've just been reprimanded.
I think they were given a stern talking to.
I believe they may have. The UN Security Council is thinking about writing them a letter.
Really?
Yeah, maybe even a resolution.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They're going to go that far.
And if they ignore that, they might go as far as to do another resolution.
Yeah. So it's pretty serious. It's not.
They're not screwing around.
They're not screwing around. So those guys have been reprimanded in Cincinnati. Like, anybody believes that it was two people in Cincinnati that was doing this. The number now is 500 Tea Party and Jewish organizations. 500.
They're really busy. They must be good workers.
Oh, my God. They're the only efficient government workers out there. These two did 500, really. Now, a TV station, an exclusive report, you can read it at The Blaze, is saying that it was, it's actually 4 people and not 2 in Cincinnati. But those 4 people are all saying, we were just doing what we were told from Washington. We were just following...
So who is this
All
Washington?
The best gas chambers people have said this.
Oh, yes.
We were just following orders.
So who is this Washington, do we know? Because if we could figure out who Washington is, then we'll know.
Hello. Tea Party, George Washington.
So the Tea Party was doing it to themselves.
Right, yes.
Then tried to frame the IRS.
Yes. Well, I mean, and I think you have to go right to... so, by the way, let me just, before I move on, the thing's fixed. They fired the guy 2 weeks before he was going to leave anyway. Mm-hmm. That apparently is the story this morning. We're still checking on it because I cannot believe he'd have the balls to do that one. But that's what it looks like.
Well, that's how pissed he was, Glenn. That's how pissed the president was. Angry. He went to so far as to say the American people have a right to be angry. Thank you. And he himself is angry about this.
Oh, my goodness.
So he went ahead and let the guy go 2 weeks before he was going to go anyway.
Right. And they've reprimanded, too.
Right. Stern talking tos.
Yeah.
And if I may
reprimanded
say
them.
so, the real culprit here is the conservative media. For example, yourself, Glenn Beck, who continually says this guy was leaving in 2 weeks, when in 2 weeks from now would be May 30th. He was leaving in June. You knew it and you lied.
All right, sorry.
Yet another.
You caught me again.
Glenn Beck exaggeration.
You caught me again.
Wow.
Now,
Will it never stop?
Let me